What's good? It's your boy Fannon. All right. Talk this boxing. Eddie Hearn'S. It's going to be hard on you, man. It's going to be real hard on you. These cats coming at you, man. What you going to do? Al's coming to you. What you going to do when Al comes to you? Whole lot more talent in the United States, man, on that boxing. I know those UK fans would like to see some of this American boxing on their TVs, live and direct. Gonna undercut you, dog. Gonna have a whole bunch of free TV going, a bunch of all those fights probably ain't gonna be pay-per-view, are they? What you gonna do when you get good quality American boxing in the UK without having to pay $25 to see it? What you gonna do, man? What you gonna do? Done talk your way into an ass whooping, dog. Done talk your way into an ass whooping. Tried to told you, man. I tried to told you. What's good, man? Coot Robinson in the building. Much love, Sugar Fantastic. Much love in that super chat, dog. Let's talk this boxing this morning, man. I'm happy, man. I am happy this morning. Peace, Black Ham TV, B Mac. DOG77, what's good, man? Oh, Black Ham, you got a notification? That's what's up. Because I didn't release any videos this morning. I decided, all right, man, I'm not going to release any videos until I do my live stream. So some people might get so you don't get like a video notification, but not a live stream notification. I'm trying to sample to see how I can get it happening. Ohio runs boxing. What's good? Ancestral Rage, yes, sir. Michael James, what's going on, man? How you feeling, man? Tony Snowflake said, Fanon, the Don, what's going on, man? Brian S., Harold Jones, Gregory Wyatt, man, he is in here slapping up them trolls. We're going to get some trolls today because I put Eddie Hearn's name in the chat, so I should already have a couple dislikes. Jeff, the producer, if I didn't say what's up already, what's up? Stormy B-Man, B. Howard, Ancestral Rage, let's go. B&B Boxing, what's good, man? I'm chilling, man. Will Magic, man, what's going on? Thomas Moreland, yes, sir. I'm in here telling you, I'm going to tell you what I think. Got called a whole bunch of names yesterday, which means I know I did a good video. Got all kind of people calling me names yesterday. They didn't like that. They don't like that I defend Deontay Wilder, man. They don't like it. They don't like that I castigated the name of Bob Arum via Vasyl Lomachenko. Yes, sir. What's going on, Ancestral Rage? Let me see my opinion. Fuck you. Congrats on your daughter's scholarship. Thank you, man. We saw them long numbers on that piece of paper. I was like, what? She was like, I got into Seton Hall. I was like, yeah, good job, good job. And she said, oh, and this is how much money they gave me. I peeked up. I was like, oh, really? Cool. That's what's up. Still gonna cost me a lot of money because you know how that goes, man. She got to eat. She gonna still be in my pocket, just like Black Fight fans, just like 78 Sports TV said. Black Banter, man, what's going on, man? Yeah, I mean, we'll keep on talking to these dudes, man. These cats don't know. Bottom of Cali, what's going on? World Play. Oh, BBG said the stream yesterday was great. Still, dog. Hey, man, look, these cats can kiss my behind, dog. What is her ACT score? She hasn't gotten her ACT score back, man. She took an SAT. It was just short of 1,300 something, 12 something. I don't know, shit. She got like a 4.2 grade point average, though. So that and she played tennis. She plays tennis. Extracurriculars and all that stuff added up. But she took her SAT. She took her ACT. She just took her ACT last week because she wanted to get a higher score. And she didn't want to take the SAT again. But, you know, it is what it is. What's going on, RS Cooper? J Bird 904, what's going on in there in Florida, man? St. Andrews, oh, okay. I remember her studying for one of them motherfuckers. Yeah, dog. She studied for that. She studied for that SAT, dog. Yeah. Yes, sir, man. Real fathers do. I be up in here with my baby girl, man. She studies hard, though, man. She really does work hard. As my son is the talented, like, I wouldn't want to say this to her, but everybody pretty much knows it in the house. My son is the more like academics comes easier to him, which is why he slacks, because it's easy for him. Where it's harder for everybody else. It's harder for me than it is for him. But I'm gonna be on his ass. That boy need to pick it up, man. Scholar gang, yes sir. Let's get that ring for that. Akabin, what's going on, man? So look, man, let's talk about Eddie Hearn is trash using AJ as a cash cow, dog. Hey, dude, he held back AJ, man. He held back AJ. He held him back, took him off US TV. Tyson Fury, and I ain't even gonna talk about I'm not even going to talk about Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury because I like Tyson Fury. As people who know the channel know me, I've been saying that Tyson Fury is a great fighter, man. I think Tyson, I said it before, these cats coming to my channel like, oh, you said Deontay Wilder was going to knock out Fury. No, I didn't. Matter of fact, I said I saw Fury go in the distance because I think Fury was going to stay away from getting bombed. And I picked a split decision. My prediction was a split decision for Wilder. Wanted to be in a split draw for Wilder. That fight went just how I saw that fight going, man. Both those guys can fight. And Tyson Fury is not somebody who's going to sit there and let you hit him in the head too often. Now, he did get hit in the head, but he got back up. Tyson Fury, on the other hand, Anthony Joshua on the other hand, dog, I don't think he's as good as either one of those guys. But most importantly, they don't need him. They don't need him. Did you hear where this dude said some shit about that was terrible pay-per-view numbers for Deontay Wilder? Man, these cats in American media are shitting on this dude. You really got to be doing something wrong for American media to take a dump on you. Like, Eddie, you should be able to walk in here and just be cool. But for some reason, what'd you do? Oh, you pissed everybody off. Everybody. Trying to steal everybody's fighters. And they little media cronies now on fire on you. Had this guy clowning him, talking about Eddie don't know how to do math. Eddie don't know how to do math. He said Derek Chisora, somebody did 300,000. Derek Chisora, Dillian White did 300,000 or something like that. Or what was that one? Joseph Parker, Dillian White, something did that over 300,000. And they were like, dude, you charging $25. Who cares? Wilder Fury did $24 million. Gates, that fight you mentioned, did 8. What are you talking about, Eddie? None of that shit is relevant, dog. And it's a first-time go. And he tried to say, well, Canelo and Gennady Golovkin did $1 million. Shit, that was Canelo and Gennady Golovkin. That's Canelo and Gennady Golovkin. You think everybody got to do $1 million? It'll happen, though. It'll happen. Fuck around and have Deontay Wilder fight Tyson Fury again. It might get up there. I would suspect for the next fight, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, that'll be closer to like 700,000, something like. It'll get to the 700,000 range, somewhere in there. I still don't think it's going to quite be $1 million because you really got to engage the Mexican fan in America to get that $1 million. That's nowadays. That's my true belief. And they'll engage to a heavyweight. You know, they'll get engaged with a heavyweight. But right now, he's got 350,000 of pretty much the black crowd tuning in to the tunes of $24 million. Y'all don't like it, dog. What's going on Ashley's Corner? They don't need to a damn tune in. They don't need to tune in. Now, dude already made it. He got his base. Deontay Wilder fights again on pay-per-view. He's going to do 350,000, which means if he can fight on pay-per-view, it's going to pull in $30 million a fight. Dude, he has arrived, homie. He has arrived. What's going on, World Breaker? Hey, 170, one served 88 says, hey, Fannon, congrats on your $1 honor scholarship. Mine is giving me a grandson in April. Congratulations, I served 88. Congratulations. Brown, it might put the fight in the UK, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. No, I would be shocked. Absolutely shocked if that fight was in the UK. Now, Deontay Wilder has shocked me before, but why would he go to the UK? They just did $35 million in the US. Why would they go to the UK? And you know how hard it is going to be for them to make the same amount of money in the UK as they made in the United States? I mean, even just to break even with, just to even like how much money they would make in the second fight, not the first, the second fight. If they project 500,000 pay-per-views in the second fight, right? Guy, I got to pull my calculator out, dog. Terrible in math. Some people can just whip this shit out. I can't do it. My daughter can just whip it out. Actually, not my daughter. My sister can do that. I can't do it. So 500,000 times 75. That's $37.5 million, man, on 500,000 pay-per-views at the price that they did the last one on. If they believe they can get to 500,000 pay-per-views, and they're selling Deontay Wilder every day. Deontay Wilder's on TMZ. He's on different talk shows. They're going to be blowing this dude's name up for the next, year before this fight happens again, because I think it's probably going to happen in September. I would think it would be sometime around September that they would have that fight. They need to pull that shit in September. But and then you do if they go to Vegas, you do a $15 million gate. That's $52 million, dude. That's bigger than the Klitschko. That's bigger than Klitschko Joshua. On 500,000 pay-per-view and a Vegas gate. And cats are going to go to that, so I wouldn't know why in the world would they take that to the UK. That's when they said, yeah, we'll go to the UK if the money's right. It's going to be real hard on that money being right, dog. It's going to be real hard on that money being right. Which is why I'm telling you, dog. And then they can let Deontay Wilder win that fight. He can fight Jarrell Miller on pay-per-view. Get Eddie to send him Jarrell, Big Baby Miller. What's good? Showtime needs to get rid of Paulie and their shitty commentator. Yeah, Paulie Malignaggi got to go. I'm damn near going to try to make a mention of that every time possible, dude. Learn something from what ESPN did. Some people really got what I was doing in my video wrong yesterday. I don't necessarily have a problem with the way that Vasily Lomachenko gets treated by his promoter. That's what that's what they're supposed to do. I don't have a problem necessarily with how ESPN treats him. That's what they're supposed to do. They're trying to sell the guy to you. That's reasonable. What I have a problem with is them not selling Deontay Wilder and having Paulie Malignaggi shit all over the dude's name. I mean, I can even understand why Andre Ward wouldn't have a problem shitting on Deontay Wilder. He works for ESPN. Notice this. All the guys that are crapping on Anthony Joshua, on Deontay Wilder, right? Of the commentators, dude, they all work for ESPN. Tim Bradley, Andre Ward, Teddy Atlas, they all work for ESPN. What the fuck is Paulie Malignaggi doing? Did you see any of those same three guys crapping on Lomachenko or crapping on Terrence Crawford? No. Because they're not stupid. They want to keep their jobs. At least play it neutral. Dudes are crazy, man. Showtime was talking out of school like a motherfucker. Of course they were. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Do you not have a production? Do you not have a production crew to tell y'all to calm down with all that nonsense? You're not judging the fight. You're just calling it. Just left, right, left, right, left, right. Like, shut up. Talk about their high school history, like, overcoming drug addiction and, helping your daughter over her sickness, and talk some shit like that, dude. Oh yeah, we got a hater up in this joint. Just came in here saying something crazy too. What did he say? I don't know if you're a hater or not. But everything they saying is true though about Wilder. Really? It was true that he lost the fight, then why does it say a draw? It's opinion. That's not true. It's an opinion. It's truly their opinion, but there's no true. True is I'm holding a pencil. That is true. This pencil is pretty. That's an opinion. What Paulie Malignaggi was doing was sharing his opinion very harshly and in an exaggerated fashion. That was his opinion. It's not true. It's an opinion. And here's a fact. Deontay Wilder is paying his salary by fighting on that network. That's a fact. Showtime was making money based on what Deontay Wilder was doing in the ring. That's a fact. Showtime is going to want you to tune into the next Deontay Wilder fight. That's a fact. That's why Showtime went down, in my opinion. They kept crapping on their own product. You don't go to McDonald's and they say, you know what? Hey, this is a good, cheap burger. It tastes like shit, and it's going to give you diarrhea, but here, buy it. They don't do that. It's true that it's shit. It's true that you're going to get diarrhea. It's true that it's fake food and it's got pink slime in it. But you think that they're going to tell you that their meat has pink slime in it? Yes, this is a absolutely terrible burger that if you eat too many of them, more than likely you're going to have a heart attack at some point in time in your life. Do you hear McDonald's saying that about their burgers? Even though it might be true, right? Or that's the opinion of doctors? No. They put it in a picture. They make sure it's all neat, and they might even put cardboard in between the burgers to make it look extra fluffy for the pictures. Y'all are tripping, dog. Oh, Fannon, add Steve Farhood to the list. He's a Harold Letterman reincarnation. Yeah, he's tripping, dude. Oh, yeah, and he's on Sky. And the guy gets to work for Sky Sports. Man, dude, goodbye. If you working for Showtime, you're not working for Showtime, dog. We need you here full time, Paulie. We need you here full time. Having you over there at Sky Sports, dude. We're not gonna get the AJ fight. So hey, is it him or is it me? Nigga, like the Prince song. Do you want him or do you want me? You want Sky or you want Showtime, man? But pick it. Otherwise, we can pull out. We can go get Antonio Tarver, who was just as good as you were, dog. Just as good as you were. Eddie is not getting a Fury fight. Hey, dog, he don't want it. They want to coast out to 10 years and name everybody they want to fight other than somebody got a chance to beat him. D-Lo 404. D-Lo 404 said Lomo cards were atrocious by comparison. No outcry. No, of course there was no outcry. And I had so many people, man, not a lot, because they know most people that saw the video that I did about that and the conversation I had about that know that was no 119-107 fight. You had to give one round to Jose Pedraza. One is easily as bad as 115-111 for Deontay Wilder. As apps easily to find one round. And you just gave him that round, probably in the end, like, oh, I got to give him a round. Because shit, I don't want anybody out there saying I didn't give him any rounds when it's obvious. I can make that argument, but I'm going to respect the call. Because the outcome was right. I think Vasyl Lomachenko won that fight. Deontay Wilder got a draw against Tyson Fury. I might not have called it like that, but I think that's a fair outcome. But you can't live with it when it's you can't live with it with Deontay Wilder. But you can live with it, Teddy Atlas, when it's the Tiger Woods of boxing. Why? Because it makes you look bad. If the Tiger Woods of boxing just got slapped up by Jose Pedraza. Even the way they answer those damn questions. I'm scratching because I ain't shaved. Even the way they ask those questions, those loaded questions to Pedraza. What did it feel like to share the ring with the great Vasyl Lomachenko and make it out of the fight alive? I mean, wow. Oh, I feel good. I feel good. I closed his eyes. I feel real good. Do you see me? I ain't going to the hospital. Lomachenko's on his way to the hospital. And Lomachenko went to the hospital after that fight, by the way, right? He walked right on out there, got his ass right over to that hospital and got checked out. Make sure you get a concussion. Let's see what we can do with that scar tissue up over these eyes, man. You look mighty swollen up. That's the New York protocol, dog. We got to check you out. Draw was correct. Drink more water. They blame everyone but Tyson Fury for not staying on his feet. He doesn't get dropped. He doesn't get robbed, quote unquote. Exactly. No, you cannot. I've said this shit a bunch. I said this to everybody. You cannot argue about a draw if you wind up looking up at the stars. You looking at the lights. Your eyes are closed in the middle of a boxing match, looking up at the start, looking up at the lights in round 12 in a championship fight. But you can't see a draw? Come on, man. I was listening to Andre Ward though, man, on this Andre Ward coonery thing I wanted to bring up. Andre Ward's response to criticism about him criticizing Deontay Wilder, I thought that was a fair response. He said, if you know my track record and you know I've never really disrespected fighters, yeah, what I said, yeah, it could be interpreted like that. I could see how you'd interpret it like that. But that's not what I meant. But I disagree with the outcome of the fight. But I wasn't disrespecting them like that. But if you say you know me, you know that that's not how I roll. That's not my modus operandi. He said MO. That's not my MO. So give me the benefit of the doubt. And that's what I said about Andre Ward. You know what I mean? Once is a mistake. Twice you can start questioning shit, though. But he's just on number one, dog. Wilder has a great chin, B. He does have a good chin. But ain't like he really got hit with all that much either, dude. Wiki. Fuck off, bum. Dog. Damn, dude, you know the shooters are quick, man. I'm not going to see that. If you're going to insult me, make it real polite, man, so you don't get thrown off. Lomachenko got exposed. Where's the Lomachenko got exposed part? Did Pedraza look like he was going to quit? Or was it that Pedraza didn't get that money that Bob Arum was paying over there on HBO? Funny, isn't it? Where's the quitting? That's 2 in a row, 135. Cats ain't quitting. Cats are knocking them down and bloodying them up. Knocked down, bloodied up. You don't want no Mikey, dog. But I like Lomachenko. Lomachenko's a good dude. It's just, it's just like, man, if he's gonna get that treatment, give every champion his credit. Flocky B, salute to you as well, dog. Ash's corner, Lomo was dotted up. His face showed me that Pedraza did something. Of course, your eyes don't swell up like that, dude. Lomachenko blended on headbutts. There and here. Come on, man. It's what happened, dog. Deion Washington, Lomachenko's been exposed by 2 C-class fighters. Yeah. But he's too small. They're too big. Guys that fought at 130 pounds are too big for a dude that was a 130-pound fighter. Vasyl Lomachenko's a lightweight, by the way. And I've been saying that for a long time. Vasyl Lomachenko's a lightweight. He's 100. Somebody can tell me what he fought in. What did he win his Olympic gold medal in? I'm pretty sure it was the 132-pound division. I'm pretty sure it was like around lightweight that he was fighting when he won his Olympic gold medal. And then he went down in weight to start his professional career. And then he went back up. And his daddy don't want him fighting big guys. No, we're not fighting any guy that could be fighting at 140 pounds. But I like the dude. I mean, the dude can fight, dog. Don't get me wrong. Oh man, Flocky B. I think somebody might have deleted your comment because they think you might be double doing something. Like you trying to put it out there in a nice way, but still insult him at the same time. That's a little slick trick that people have pulled off because it's not worth mentioning it. You know what I mean? I really think that you just try to put that shit out there and get slick. That's why you got that comment wrenched. People ain't that stupid. You know what I'm saying? Oh, somebody got a super chat deleted. You must have been talking shit. Yes, sir, dog. Super chats. If you talk shit, super chats will get blasted too. $2 to talk shit. Nah, it's not gonna float, dog. Hell yeah, deleted super chats. If you talk shit, I will delete somebody's super chat. If somebody gonna pay $10 to talk shit, dog, thank you for the $10, dude. But you still violated the policies and procedures. You violated the policy of the channel. Thank you for the money, but that don't mean what you say gets to stay up. It's not about the money. You know what I mean? I read people's comments all the time that don't do super chats. If you want to do a super chat, man, it is much, much, much appreciated. So much support you, dude. But it ain't that serious, dog. How much to talk trash? I mean, pretty much, dude. If you want to put 100 on it, leave it up. There you go. Put 100 on it. I'll read it and I'll talk about it. And I will politely debate you for $100. For two? Dog, seriously, dude. You couldn't pay me $2 to go drive to the store to get a cup of coffee. Okay? If I don't feel like doing it. Hey, Fannon, I'll give you $2 if you get in your car and drive down the street to go get me a cup of coffee. Motherfucker, what I look like? Fucking Uber treats? No. For $100 though, I'll get in my car right now. I will shut this channel down. I'll shut this down. I will get in my car and go get you a cup of coffee for $100. No problem. That's worth my time. It ain't $1, $2 to insult and violate policies. No, dude, this is a rich man's world. If you ain't colored orange, minimum of orange for talking shit. Okay? Preferably red. Okay? In red, you get to talk shit. All right? If you ain't red, if them super chats ain't red, hey, say your and I will. This is what you get for that. But just so you know, you get the same gong if you get thrown the fuck out. So say some shit, get thrown out, and I'll gong for you. Shit ain't getting red. No, they're not. You gotta love it, dog. Gotta love it. It is what it is. I had a wild M say, Fannon, when do you think AJ and Eddie Germ will split up bitterly? When AJ loses? I don't know. Let me tell you something, man. I don't know. Because I think Eddie Hearn genuinely likes his fighters. There's nothing that I can see about Eddie Hearn that would tell me that he was really going to do he's really going to trash on a fighter that signed with him. Now he's only 37 or what is he, 38 years old? So he doesn't have really a really long track record of doing that to people. But I've not seen him be like a Bob Arum. Bob Arum is the one that does that shit. Bob Arum is the one that you sign with him, you do some shit that he don't like beat a fighter he didn't want you to beat, and he banishes your ass like they did Guillermo Rigondeaux, right? That's Bob Arum's MO. I don't know if that's Eddie Hearn's MO, you know? So I don't want to when I'm judging Eddie Hearn, I judge Eddie Hearn on what I've seen Eddie Hearn do, lie and make shit up that's just crazy. Like 300,000 pay-per-view is terrible. You telling me you think it was like 350 heading towards 4, but at 300, that's $30 million. That's $30 million in pay-per-view. Why would you think that that's bad? That's terrible. You can't fill up a stadium in fucking Wichita, Kansas, and you think that is terrible? You don't believe that's terrible. Just like when he said it takes 1 million pay-per-views for Deontay Wilder to get 50-50. 1 million pay-per-views would have been $80 million plus the gate. It would have made an $80 million fight if you include the gate. Why? And Anthony Joshua's doing $50 million, including the gate. Why in the world would that mean? Why in the world would that be 50-50? Why does Deontay Wilder have to do 30 million more? Or what percentage is 30 of 50? Over 50% more, right? 50, what is it? 5% is 10, like 60% more. You got to do roughly 60% more than Anthony Joshua gets. 50%, yeah, 60% more than Anthony Joshua gets. But he to 60% more, right? 80 to 30. 50 and 80. Why in the fuck would that be the case? That's why I say he's just not truthful. He doesn't believe that. He's just saying that. But will he dog his fighters and throw them out? Not in that way. Now, he did keep Anthony Joshua from earning $50 million guaranteed. Right? $50 million guaranteed. And his dad said, "Oh, well, I'm really with that robbery. Aren't we glad we didn't accept that 50 million?" No. Why wouldn't you, dumbass? If that had happened to Anthony Joshua would have had $50 million in his pocket on 300,000, and he would have a rematch where he's guaranteed another 30 million and 50% of that shit. If that was Anthony Joshua might have made $100 million in 2 fights. But you're happy he didn't take that? Wow. Shit. Wow, dog. What up, Nino Brown Boxing in the building? Hey, man, that's the king of the 154 pounders, dog. I sent you an invite on Sunday morning. I didn't see your text till later. My bad, but we will definitely get it done this weekend. We'll give each other a call. I got to do it in the mornings on Saturdays, though, because my son got basketball practice. Junior the Super Dog said, "Have a good day, Fannon. Keep serving them fools." Yes, sir. We serves them fools, dog. Let me make sure that I didn't miss anything, man. Hey, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly, greatly appreciated, man. We're trying to grow it. Let me go into, I got to go into something, just make sure I didn't miss any of these comments. Sorry, it's going to take a second. Come on. Oh, say you weren't trying to diss Wilder. I see you, Flo. That's cool. All right, I saw that comment that you left on that other channel. All right, cool. Yeah, that's Nino Brown. Fannon, is Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney both at 135? Yes. I think they are both at 135. KQKC Boxing. Subscribe to KQKC Boxing. He said he hates the U.S. because he think we cheated. Who hates the U.S.? You talking about Anthony Joshua? Man, them boy don't care. Man, did you not see? You talking about Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua? Come on, man. Both them dudes know something about some cheating. How in the hell is that a knockout against Carlos Takam, man? That dude, Jesus. You think Anthony Joshua? Hey, Tyson Fury damn sure better not get put on the ground against Anthony Joshua, because there's no way they're letting him get back up off that ground if his head rolls like that. If that was Anthony Joshua, then knock down Tyson Fury like that, that fight definitely would have been stopped. As soon as he hit it might have been stopped during the first knockdown. Oh, Ashley's Corner. Lopez wants Haney. Hey, man, I'll tell you, Lopez, I think Lopez might get him, dog. Lopez is a good fighter, man. Truth Seeker said, "Bro, why am I timed out? I agree with everything you said." You're not timed out, Truth Speaker. Much love in the super chat. Does Truth Seeker have a dog? Put a regular comment in there, Truth Seeker, because dude, you should be green. And we got a policy about timing out people in the green, dog. I don't see you timed out, Truth Speaker. Oh, Truth Speaker was. What's that about? I lost it. Truth Speaker. I don't see why that is. All right, Truth Speaker, you're a moderator. Please keep your hands up. Truth Speaker ain't diss nobody. British judge called it a draw. Yep. Oh, that's why. Wasn't it the British judge that didn't score the fight for Fury? Right. Yeah, he called it a draw. That's not scoring it for anybody. The British judge might have saved his ass. That American referee damn sure did. Good flow, go flows, Truth Speaker. Speaking some truth that you don't want to touch on. I'm not sure what that is. Hey, thanks, Norris Wright. Ooh, Daddy. What's up with a wrench? Ooh, Daddy 36. There you go, man. All right, I'm now reached my Truth Speaker said it's cool, maybe mix up. Much love up in that super chat, dog. Okay, I got you, Woo Daddy. Woo 36 Daddy. Avid boxing fan. Okay, that's not for me. Yeah, man. So let me get on another subject. Oh, let's go. 78 said it best, and you made a video about it where AJ Pride won't allow him to get KO'd globally around the world for everybody to see against Wilder. That's why he's turning it down. Yeah, my thing about why he turned it down is one or two things. Either he's just full-fledged prima donna mode, or he doesn't have the ability to accept the fight. The most kind interpretation of the circumstances is that he really doesn't have the ability to agree to the fight. When you had the heavyweight, all those heavyweights in on a round table or on a panel, rather, a panel, and they were all asked, who did you fight? And they all, except for Lennox Lewis, said, I fight who my manager told me to fight, right? And that was pretty much everybody up there said that. So, that might be why Anthony Joshua was that way. But still, Riddick Bowe said that, right? And Riddick Bowe said that's why he didn't fight Lennox Lewis, because of his manager, right? Who I think was Rock Newman his manager, or was Rock Newman Hakeem Rahman's manager? But whatever the case was, it doesn't matter. You got to live with what if you agree to do what your manager suggests, that's on you. If you got the ability to do something different, you know what I mean? If you got the ability to do something else and you choose not to do it, that's on you. No excuse. Hey, you can't make that excuse, goes nowhere with me, man. Oh, it was Rock Newman. Yeah, Rock Newman, crooked as a letter. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Yeah, Rock Newman told him not to fight. Hey, man, that's on Rock Newman, dog. Rock Newman was probably taking your money, too. Ron Finkel said, Fannon, just ask who should Showtime replace with Paulie on Showtime. No reason to shoot Wrench Gang. No. Oh, Ron Finkel. No. Please do not Ronald Finkley, Gregory Wyatt, dog. We got fights if y'all time them out. Okay? We got fights. We're going to duke it up. All right? These cats are. Hey, what's going on, Woo 36 Daddy? He said, thank you, man. Merry Christmas. Salute. Thank you, Fannon. Salute. Merry Christmas to you. To you as well, man. And no problem, man. I appreciate y'all coming to the channel every day, man. Rock was the manager. Yep, that's what you guys said. Rock was the manager, man. Yes, sir. Eddie Hearn'S saying unifications Trump mandatories is a slap in the face. Oh my God. See that, dog? Where did that go, man? Did he say that? Eddie Hearn'S saying unification Trump's mandatory is a slap in the face. Guy kept using mandatories as a reason why Wilder AJ may not happen. The guy is a piece of shit. Dude, see, this is my thing, man. Eddie Hearn'S going to say whatever Eddie Hearn wants to say, man. Yeah, Eddie Hearn. Hey, King Twari, you got hidden quick. I do talk shit. I do. I've been known to do that. It's kind of fun. But I'll tell you what. Eddie Hearn's a piece of shit. Eddie Hearn's a lying bastard. He says there's no such thing as a lineal champion. There's no such thing as a lineal champion. $27 million pay-per-view revenue is terrible when Anthony Joshua's highest pay-per-view revenue was like 35. Anthony Joshua, there's at least 5 fights that I can name that he didn't do that much revenue on. Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury literally did more money than half of Anthony Joshua's pay-per-views. Half of them. Were they terrible? Will you get Eddie Hearn to say that Anthony Joshua versus Dillian White performed terribly? Will you? Oh, because he wants to go off the numbers. Oh, that's the same stupid shit you guys talk about with the number of people that show up. I mean, shoot, you might as well just go for free. Okay, like, hey, since it's just numbers, Anthony Joshua's million pay-per-views is garbage. Because you know why it's garbage? Because Terrence Crawford did $2.5 million, did $2.4 million on ESPN. Anthony Joshua's pay-per-view numbers are terrible because Terrence Crawford did $2.4 million ESPN views on ESPN. And Terrence Crawford's ESPN numbers are terrible because Sean Porter and Keith Thurman, or because Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia did $5 million on CBS. And those are terrible because Leonard Bundu and Errol Spence Jr. did $6 million when he was on CBS or NBC, whatever it was. So you just take the same ridiculous ass arguments that Eddie Hearn makes. You take what Eddie Hearn says and put it in another circumstance and see if it rings true. It doesn't ring true. How much money? Because if I said, Anthony Joshua's pay-per-view performance against Joseph Parker was terrible because it did $1.4 million and it was a unification fight for the heavyweight championship and in the WBO welterweight championship between Terrence Crawford and Jose Benavidez did about $1 million more. If I said Eddie Hearn be like, that's ridiculous. This is pay-per-view. It cost $25 to buy this fight. We did way more revenue than they did. But if you take that same thing and apply what his argument would be to Proposition A, Proposition A is Anthony Joshua's performance against Vladimir Klitschko was terrible because it was a heavyweight championship and Anthony Joshua was an Olympic gold medalist for the UK and he was fighting at home in the UK. And Terrence Crawford versus Jose Benavidez for the WBO welterweight champion did about 1 million more views, right? That's Proposition A. Eddie Hearn would say no, but the revenue was much higher. Then I say, okay, well, let's use your same argument on Proposition B. Proposition B was what Eddie Hearn actually said, which was that Deontay Wilder's 300,000 pay-per-views was terrible because Dillian White and whoever else did 400,000. But hold on. This was far more revenue. This did $27 million in pay-per-view revenue. That did $8 million in revenue. So if Proposition A is true, then Proposition B is true. But it changes depending on what position, the outcome that Eddie Hearn wants. That makes you a hypocrite and a liar. Because you know that's not true, but you won't share it. Or is it a liar when you're withholding it? Are you a liar when you're withholding information or you're making misleading arguments? Or are you just a sleazebag? Whatever one, pick it, because that's what Eddie Hearn is. For doing that shit. The fuck up out of here, man. With all that nonsense. KQKC, I have to run for about 10 minutes and I will be back with a live stream, man. Definitely check out my man KQKC Boxing. Young Merv the Cut Man. Much love in the super chat. He said, congrats to you and your daughter. My son is doing well in rehab. I'm so happy. Thank you, man. And my daughter just applied to Space Camp. Salute LDBC. Yes, sir. Congratulations, dog. Congratulations, man. Oh, Sekou say, Fannon is a fine attorney. Hey, dude, quiet as kept. I just did a pencil whipping on somebody today earlier, dog. This shit was so fun. There's a contract we were doing for this. We work with one of my customers ships things from China. And they ship things out of their warehouse and they got a contract with a warehouse. And his warehouse tried to get slick. And I was like, nah, dog. Gotta love it. Gotta love it when you pin them up. But that's what Eddie Hearn is doing, dude. Proposition A, if this is true, then this is true. Right? That's more logic. If it's true that you're going to judge, you don't judge Proposition A by the number of views, you judge it by revenue, right? Then it has to be the same for B. Okay? You can't judge it based on views here, but judge it on revenue here, right? If you do that and you're just being dishonest, right? And he knows it. That's the thing. He knows it, right? Even if same thing about the number of people in the stands, right? Like 80,000 people. 80. Do you realize that the gate for Deontay Wilder at Tyson Fury? Let me do the math on this, but I'm pretty sure this is true. But I'm gonna do the math on this right before I do it. Calculator. All right, so 17,000 times 295. No, it's not. That's 5.5 million, right? So 5.5 million, right? So then you say 80,000 times 115. That's 9 million, right? 9 million. The gate is a $4 million gate difference between the 17,000 people that showed up to Tyson Fury and the 80,000 people that showed up to see Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Povetkin. So if you when you have the average ticket price being $1,000, which is what it's more than likely going to be if you go to Vegas, average ticket price gets up to like 1,000 or is over 1,000 because second tier seats in Vegas will cost you $1,300. But if you do $1,000 times 17,000, which I should be able to do in my head, but I can't. That's 17 million on 17,000, but you really get 28,000. You really get 28,000 in those Vegas places. So it's just like the whole money thing with Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder is apples and oranges, or better yet, it's grapefruit and tangerines. At the end of the day, it's how much money from the business standpoint. It's how much money you make. From the fan perspective, it's who's the better fighter, right? And whatever calculation you get to do those two answers, whatever, as long as you get to those two answers. So when Anthony Joshua is supposed to be the number one heavyweight, most of the time these guys are talking about it, they're talking monetary. They're talking about monetary. And he might be monetary. But after the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder rematch, he's probably not. And he's not so wildly out of sorts with Deontay Wilder now that you shouldn't go somewhere approaching 50-50. To say that he's got to do 30 million more in revenue, 30 million more in revenue to get a 50-50 split. I mean, that's what Eddie Hearn is, man. He's just full of shit. You know what I mean? That's just full of shit, dude. Somebody else told me to fuck off, got deleted. Much love in the super chat. Oh, Gravy Davey in the building, man. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Actually, I'll go here to do it. Gravy Day. Oh, young man. Oh, thank you, Young Merv, the cut, man. I did get that, man. Hey, Woo Daddy. Gravy Davey. One of my favorite YouTube channels that heard is Delusional. I disagree. He's a manipulative liar, in my opinion. I don't want to be corny, dog, but it could be both. It could be both. It could be both. But he's definitely a manipulative liar. Manipulative liar for sure. They showed up because tickets were basically free. Showed up to what, Yasmin Benjamin? Because tickets were free. What's that? What tickets were basically free? Oh, the average ticket I thought was $500 for Wilder. I had it at $295. I had a report that I found. The only one that I bothered to look at was $295. But if the average ticket was $500, that's even more. That's even more to the point. But what I like to do with these numbers is I'm always conservative with them. Like, because you can prove your argument on a lower number, right? Then if it winds up being higher, it's just more, So I always, whenever I do comparisons with Anthony Joshua, I always give him credit. And whenever I'm comparing them to somebody else, I always reduce the other guy. So that way you get, if you can still make a good argument with that, dude, then you're straight. You know what I mean? The problem comes when you do anything more than that in an argument, or when you're debating somebody. Whenever you take credit away from somebody and you give extra credit to the guy that that supports your argument, somebody will find that and they'll tear everything you say down. So when I say $115 a ticket, that's because that's what it was for Vladimir. $115 for Klitschko. I always use Klitschko numbers because that's the best he ever did, right? Always use Klitschko numbers because that's the best he's ever did. I'm not going to point out the one where he did $350,000 with Dillian White, because then what people say, oh, that was just the British Commonwealth. That's just the British Commonwealth Championship. As if it's the championship that's going to have these guys tuning into these fights. Because if it was the championship, then Callum Smith is the WBA 168-pound champion. Why ain't there 90,000 people going to his fight? Right? Kell Brook was the IBF welterweight champion when he fought Errol Spence Jr. Why was that in Cardiff? Why wasn't that in Wembley Stadium? It's got to be something other than that, But that's what I'm saying. I always am conservative. I always try to nip arguments. Like I was talking to a guy earlier today about this agreement that I was working on him with, and they were like, look, man, they promised me this. They gave me an estimate before I signed a contract, and then they said that the price wouldn't go outside of 5%, right? So I just said, look, man, you got this thing in here that says the entire agreement, which means that doesn't count. But this is how you can use that, right? And they say there's a yearly review. You can say, yeah, that's a yearly review. I thought it was a calendar year. We're going to review it every year. And we haven't done a review this year. It's 2018, and we get another review next year. And it didn't say that we're going to review it. They get a yearly review that is going to happen at the same time every year. So you just find a good little niche in there and you try to play with it whenever there's any ambiguity. You try to work with that ambiguity, But when you give the guy his top number and you take your low number and then compare the two, you take away any ambiguity, any type of wiggle room they got to make up nonsense. It's just like the situation with the card for Lomachenko. Lomachenko, you got a 119, 107 card. That's every round but 1 plus 2 knockdowns. You're telling me that a guy walks out with two black eyes? I watched the fight, dude. I can find several rounds to give Lomachenko. I can give several rounds to find Pedraza. There's a whole bunch of people that I've talked to that had it a draw going into, had it squared up. Andre Ward had it what going into 5 rounds. Stephen A. Smith had what Stephen A. Smith had, but Stephen A. Smith was just guessing. Stephen A. Smith was just like, I think Lomachenko's going to win because he's supposed to. I give the round to Lomachenko. I'm still trying to figure out what this whole boxing glove thing is. I think Wilder Joshua was a good fight. It definitely is a good fight. Definitely a good fight. Deion Washington said, I saw an article saying Anthony Joshua versus Jarrell Miller is next biggest fight after Wilder Fury. Really? They saying that's the biggest fight after Wilder Fury? Dude, the biggest fights in heavyweight boxing, probably in all boxing, is a combination of those 3 fighters fighting each other. The biggest fight in boxing, I think, heavyweight boxing right now, is a tie between, and people might not like me saying this, it really is Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder in the United States. The biggest fight in heavyweight boxing might be the rematch between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury in the United States. If you judge biggest by money. Because if they do 500,000 pay-per-view buys, that's the biggest fight. It's $75 a pop. Besides maybe the Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence fight, I don't think anything else is pulling a gate like that. Going to pull in money like that. Or maybe Canelo Alvarez, just depends on how you do it. I guess Canelo Alvarez, Gennady Golovkin, if they could get but he's off pay-per-view, so that fight's not going to be big because they've already paid for it. They took all the money off the table. It's an interesting conversation, man. Oh, Shane said I had it 113, 115 could have been 112, 116 Loma. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. The only reason that I was bringing up the scorecards is to point out that that's a scorecard that is a very, very big stretch. That's a huge stretch. And Teddy Atlas didn't say anything about it. And Teddy Atlas is always, all these guys are complaining about scorecards when there's an issue, when they don't like the outcome of the fight. And they're trying to cop, instead of arguing, they're using they're being cheap. Because they're not arguing with all three judges, because it takes three judges to give a conclusion to a fight. It takes three judges, not one. It takes all three judges to make the draw. Three. Two of the three have to say that one guy didn't win the fight. Right? And one of them has to have a draw. One or more have to have a draw. So it's not one guy. It's not, if anything, it's the guy that gave a draw that made the draw. They try to pick, the guy that thought Wilder won is crazy. Oh, it's a big injustice. We need to throw him in jail. We need an investigation. We need federal regulation of the sport of boxing. But what about the guy that did 117? What about the guy that did 119, 107? In a fight where you're the guy that you thought won got both his eyes bloodied and didn't do shit for half the fight. Just come on, man. Just be crazy. I told everybody Pedraza has a similar style as Loma and a 5-inch reach advantage. I knew he was going to do good. Yeah, man. Hey, and that's how it happened. They just trying to have a young Merv the Cut Man. Much love in the super chat. Said, come to think of it, I wish you were my attorney when I sued the South Dakota City School District. Hey, dog, I'm not a litigator, dog. I did not want to do that shit. I'm not a litigator. Dog, if I would have coming out of law school, dude, that's what I was going to have to do. I was going to have to, if I went to work for a firm, I was going to have to, man, dog, I was going to have to do, I was on that chat to do, prosecution. I had a lot, trust me, I was going to put some fools in jail. And that's not what I wanted to do with my life. Because there was that omnibus crime bill to come out at the time, and I was like, I don't want to do that with my life, dude. I want to use my talent elsewhere, dog. I want to use my talent elsewhere, dude. Elseword. Did I say elseword? Elsewhere. Fueler, my bad. I enjoy your commentator on WB channel. Timed you by mistake. Peace, bro. What's WB? Oh, World Breakers channel. Oh, yeah. Drink more water. Honorable man. Yeah, man. I wasn't going to do that, dude. I wasn't going to do it. Because, I could have put your ass in jail. I mean, I could put people in jail, dude. It would be very, very difficult. Very, very difficult for you to get. If you slipped, dog, I'm going to run down the hill on you. That just was my talent. Some people write really well. Some people do. Some people research very well. On the fly, I'll embarrass you on a stand. So I was like, no. This lady gave me this look, man. I was doing tort arbitrations, and this lady looked at me like she wanted to kill me. And I knew I was playing with her words. I knew I was. I knew she didn't mean what she said. But she said it. And because she said it, that's why they tell you you have the right to remain silent, because everything you say can and will be held against you. You have the right to remain silent. You need to remain silent. I'm trying to tell you. All these cats out there, I see these dudes on videotape, arguing with people that pull you over and do all that. Dog, you need to shut your mouth. You need to shut your mouth. You do not need to be arguing with this dude about the Constitution. You don't need to be arguing about what this, that, and the other thing is. You need to keep your mouth, do what they say do, and keep your mouth shut. If they engage in conversation with you, give them just enough information where you answer their question. Then shut your mouth. You are not helping yourself by letting people know that you remember, that you've memorized the Constitution. Okay? You're not. But people don't get that shit, dude. You have the right to remain silent. That's why, like, y'all can't get everybody people keep asking me shit like, what about Al Haymon? What about Al Haymon? Isn't Al Haymon a crook? I don't know what Al Haymon is, because Al Haymon remains silent. I don't know what he is. I don't know what he said. I don't know what he thinks. I don't have a clue. I have clues based on what he did, but I don't know because he doesn't talk. How do I know Eddie Hearn is a liar? Because he talks. The more he talks, the more opportunity there is to contradict yourself. Stop talking, Eddie. Stop digging yourself a hole, dude. You cannot outsmart a video recorder. Okay? You can't, because they can rewind. What's his next article? Give me his next article. You can't do it. So shut up, Eddie. Cats be killing me, dude. Can you film in the United States? It depends on what the local jurisdiction is. I don't know. I'll tell you this. If they ask you to stop filming, you need to put that damn camera down. I'll tell you that. You think they putting these people in? You think they putting them in jail for bopping you upside the head, dude? They're gonna come up with some excuse, and then eventually somebody's gonna say, "Hey, man, you're resisting arrest," or "Hey, man, it's not in the public interest to punish this dude for this. There was, whatever." Just shut up, and don't cause yourself more problems. That's my advice. The only person you need to really, really take care of in times of difficulty is yourself. Okay, yourself. If you're driving and you get pulled over, if I'm driving and I get pulled over, the first thing that I do is I take out my license, I take out my insurance, and I have them on the dashboard. I have my hands on the wheel. I look over and wait for him to come. And then when he asks me to roll down the window, I can grab what's right there in front of him and I hand it to him. Yes, sir. No, sir. Did you know you were speeding? No, sir. Where are you coming from? Home. Where are you going to? School. That's the only word I'm using. School. Oh, I'm going to see my mother, sister, cousin. I just coming from the bar, but why are you pulling me out? You holding me up. This is some bullshit. Da-da-da. You don't get anything out of that, dog. That's all I'm saying. You're not getting anything out of that, but risking yourself having more trouble, dude. You know what I mean? Paul Script said, how can you tell when Eddie lying? If his mouth is open and he's lying. Pretty much, dog. If he ain't coughing, he's lying. Same thing goes for anybody with a policeman. I'm telling you, dude. So that's why I really believe in not making, dude, you don't got to pull in extra shit. You don't have to pull in extra stuff. What is this? God, dog. It's like, what about this the end of the year, dude? What is this? I don't know why these cats keep sending me all this. It's like this time of the year, I get so many agreements to review at this time of the year. So I guess I'll read it when I get off. That's for work. Sorry about that. Plato said everything Socrates says is a lie, and Socrates says Plato has just spoken the truth. I like that, Will. Mr. Greg, you're told to get out of the car when you say too much. Hey, Doug. Hey, yeah. Just it sounds is golden, dude. Um, as wrong ad that sounds, you're 100% right, especially if you're black when the piece pull up. Yeah, pretty much, dude. Pretty much. My son is right there. I'm like, watch how this goes. And then we know what I do with my son? I will say, notice the gun on his hip. That's not decoration. That's fully loaded. Okay? That is fully loaded. And when you have somebody walk up to you, talking to you with a fully loaded weapon on their hip, you need to act like somebody with a fully loaded gun on their hip is asking you a question. And it just doesn't make sense to give them to give them a reason. You know, they might already, and then the thing is, they might flip out on you regardless. You know what I mean? You can't help if they're going to flip out on you regardless. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. I don't mean to get into all of that, man. Oh, man, hold on. Damn. Fatal Hawk 91. Is it true that they're looking at a 4/13 for a rematch, and that's Joshua's date? I don't know, man. I don't know why. I don't know why they would do that. I heard they said late summer. I heard late summer. That's what I heard. I heard late summer. I'm hoping it's late summer. Because 4/13, if it's Showtime pay-per-view, that shit really doesn't work, dude, because you right on top of, I mean, who else is there? There might not be another pay-per-view but that's a month after Spence Crawford on pay-per-view. I don't know, man, if they want to do it like that, you know? I would think there'd be a little time, man. Oh, D Hodge said, I'm from the hood in Boston. I've never seen a person win an argument with, no. Hell no. You know who I've seen? Win an argument with them? State's attorneys. State's attorneys are the people that I see win arguments with them. You know why? Because they work for the state's attorney. Not directly, but they worry about the state's attorney. Okay? They worry about a good defense attorney. I've seen them lose arguments to defense attorneys. I've seen them lose arguments with attorneys a lot because that's what their job is. Former prosecutors that turn into attorneys, I've seen them lose arguments with them because they're on a stand. And those guys' job is to question them. I've seen that. You know what I mean? But your job is to do what they ask you to do. You know what I'm saying? And little kids, here's another thing, dude. Smoke weed at home if you're going to do it. These kids be killing me. You walking around with your whole car smelling like a forest. You driving around as a young black man with your car smelling like a forest and a weapon in it. Fuck is wrong with you? Fuck is wrong with you? And then you're shocked. And you're shocked something happens. Then you smell like a cloud of green talking about your constitutional rights, dog. No, dude. And I see it all the time. I'm driving through the neighborhoods and I can smell it. Just like this dude is in his car with you smell like a pound of weed. You don't think, dude, why are you point A to point B? How about you just in your house? But anyway, that's just my opinion, man. I don't want to get into that, dog. Salute to y'all too, man. Look, man, I don't want to get into I've been getting into that a little bit too much, man. You know, I respect everybody's opinion. I'm just giving you, the advice of a cat that has lived to this age. And I promise you, the funniest thing that I ever heard, dude, was I was driving down Lakeshore Drive, man. I was driving down 2 incidents I've had with law enforcement, right? One time I was driving down Lakeshore Drive in Chicago and I was laughing, right? And I rolled the window down and I looked at the policeman, but I was still laughing. And the policeman looked at me because I was laughing. He said, "You want to go to the hospital?" And I was like, "No, thank you. No, I don't, sir." Straightened my face up and kept on rolling. Kept on rolling. He didn't say, "What you laughing at? Is you find something funny?" Dude was like, "Do you want to go to the hospital?" Nah, I don't. And I kept it moving. I didn't say nothing, none of that. And guess what? I didn't go to the hospital that day. Second, I'm driving on the road from Kansas City to Arizona. I'm driving, didn't violate any rules, did not speed nothing. Police officer, he pulls me over. He asked me, "Can you get out of the car?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Can you come get in my car?" So then I'm like, I didn't say, "Why do you want me to get in your car?" I didn't ask, "What's this for? Do you have the right to do that?" None of that. I got in the car. And I had my hands I made sure my hands were on my knees. And he asked me what I did. I said, "I'm a lawyer." He said, "What type of lawyer?" I said, "Corporate." "Where you going?" "Tennis match." Long periods of silence. If he wasn't saying nothing, this was what I was saying. That was me. One word answers and, "All right, well, thank you very much. Have a safe trip. Try to slow down." "Thank you, officer." May I shake your hand?" "Yes. Thank you very much." Got in my car and went to Arizona. You know how many opportunities there were in there for me to cause myself a ton of problems? Not getting out the car, not getting in his car, answering open-ended questions with more than one word, right? "How are you feeling today?" "Good." You could go all day for that. It's not a yes or no question. It's open-ended. Mission accomplished. I made it to my daughter's tennis match. I drove back home. That is what you call success. Did I have to go to court? No. Did I have to hire a lawyer to explain why I was wrongfully beat up? No. Now, if he wanted to cause me some problems, he could have at any point in time. I had no control over that. But at least that's how I see it, man. Oh, said must have been pissed. Oh, yeah. Well, when I told him I was a lawyer, he immediately was like, and I didn't say anything. He knew right there. He's like, okay, this dude knows his rights. I didn't have to tell him I know my rights. I just have to know them. And my rights are this. I got the right to do what he tells me to do. And not to interfere with his job. And not to do anything that would make him feel at risk. Because my rights and my physical being are two different things. You know what I'm saying? And my goal was to get out of there breathing. That was it. Not complicated. What is the success when you're in this car? What is your goal? My goal is to get out of this car breathing. And I did it. Mission accomplished. Now, did I get to have fun to show off to the dude that I knew, I need to know what section, I need to know exactly what what city ordinance allows you to ask me to come into your car. I didn't ask him if he had probable cause to arrest me, because that's what that was. He stopped me. That's what under cardiac arrest means stop. He stopped me. He put me in his custody, right? When he put me in his car, he took me into custody. That's the way that I viewed it. I didn't question whether or not the dude had the right to do that or not. I just gave him his questions. And if he decided to take me in and say, "You know what? I just feel like sticking you in this cage for a couple hours." "Okay, sir." And I would have sat right down in that cage with my hands like this. My wife would be like, "Where is he?" And my kids would have been there sitting there. And if I was sitting there, my object would remain, my goal would remain the same. I need to get out of here safely. You know what I mean? Michael Brown, as much as I hate this dude, if I could go back in time, the number one thing that I would fix about Michael Brown, and it still might not have saved his life, I'd have got that young man out of the middle of the street. And yes, sir. Get out of the street. Yes, sir. You know? Because there's millions of times that happens. But we never know when that happens because a million times they did that. And that's not saying that anybody that the person with Tamir Rice was wrong. That those guys were right. There's nothing Tamir Rice could have done. That's a different thing. That's just a little kid standing there, and all of a sudden those guys there's nothing he could have done. He's playing with a toy and he's gone. There's nothing he could do. You know what I mean? There's no counseling for that. That's just 100%. That's just 1,000,000% wrong. You know? But it is what it is, man. All right, y'all. Avid boxing fan. Fannon and boxing officer ruined today that fast. Yep, safety is the key, man. And it is when you went. Fannon, you got to go live to fight another day. Yeah, you got to live. Oh, you got to live to fight another. Yeah, exactly. That's just the thing, dude. And it's just like, oh, like if I'm sitting there talking to Deontay Wilder, right? And I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna slap him. That shit is, I'm guaranteeing myself a concussion. Ain't nothing I can do with that dude. And smacking Deontay Wilder is a hell of a lot smarter than arguing with somebody with something on their hip. Okay? He don't hit as hard as what every one of those dudes carry on their hip. Okay? Just, hey, man, that's my thought on it, man. But look, man, I got to get out of here. Much respect to everybody in the super chat, and much love to everybody in the chat. I'm going to make sure I didn't miss one before I hit this. But that's my advice to you young cats, man. And old cats, dude. You know, when you get in that situation, dog, the number one thing is get away from there alive and get away from there unharmed. It's not to win an argument. It's not to display your intelligence. You know, it's really, really what that is. And like, if you take all of the thing off of it, like you take the titles away from it, you take the circumstances away from it, what it is a trained paramilitary officer walking up to you with a loaded weapon. Anytime you're in that situation, you are in mortal danger. And they know you're in mortal danger. So act like you're in mortal danger. That's how I view it. And the guy can still cause you problems, without a doubt. They can still cause you problems. But your main number one thing should be to try to get it out of that situation, to remove yourself from mortal danger. And the best way to do that is to not do anything that can cause even a slight bit of irritation in the person that has you in that danger. You know what I'm saying? The best way, if you keep walking by a dog, right? A hungry dog, like in the neighborhood, I used to say, like if you got a neighbor's dog that's just a vicious ass dog, dude, the best way to do it is you keep yourself you don't go over that fence. Dude got 3 pit bulls in his backyard. You don't go jump the fence and kick the dog. Dog barking at you, you don't jump the fence and go kick it. That's a surefire way to cause you some problems. If anything, get yourself some food every day you walk by that and throw it over the fence and say, good boy, good boy. Shit, good boy, good boy. Make sure his owner don't see you throwing a raw steak over there. Good boy, good boy. Next time you see me, I'm the guy that gives you steaks. Good boy. Shit. Anyway, dog, you know what I'm saying? Fannon, check your Instagram private messages. Okay, I will. I never, ever, ever check Instagram, dude. I am terrible with that dog. But look, man, I'm out, man. Peace.